Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spot Real Talk. My name is Tiara.
I'm Tiffany.
And sorry, y'all waiting for me. I'm the one that's delayed here today. I did want to let y'all know Ron is out today. He is under the weather, so y'all keep Ron in your thoughts and prayers. And we have a special guest joining us today. You've seen him here before. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Hassan.
Yeah, Hassan is going to help us hold it down
while Ron is under the weather. Family. Yes, and if you can't tell, I am very excited to come here today and discuss BMF. This is season 2, episode 4, and it was titled Running on E. Now, I'm going to start this by saying, Terry. He tried, his heart was in the right place this episode. So we know that they are just kind of coming off the heels of Meech being shot last episode. And so he's in the hospital trying to recover. And, they kind of make the decision they need to get him up out of that hospital, which was
a good decision.
Yes. Because Lamar is tripping. Like, he really is, like, he has a vendetta. He's out for vengeance. He is not playing no games. And, he goes into the hospital to try to finish the job. Which I'm like, I know, times a little bit different, but with security so lax back in the day that you could just dress up as a doctor and roll up in there.
That's what I thought, the same thing. And the way he was walking in the gaiters and everything, I was like, okay, nobody did a double take.
Right.
Lamar is the true definition of a ghetto Superman.
Right. He is right. Savage.
Yeah, and so I want to talk a little bit more about Lamar in a second, but the boys, Terry and Meech, they get him out of the hospital, and Meech goes to stay with baby mama number 1. So, and she's
Lori, right?
Yes, Lori. Yes, played by Soraya, and she's rightfully pissed. Like, don't bring this nonsense up in my crib. I could be a target. You come in here with your mess. So. What were you going to say, Tiffany?
I said, and the baby.
Oh, right, and the baby, of course. And so I was kind of with her when she called him out. And they're trying to scramble to figure out what to do next. So, Terry is trying to step in, which I figured this would become a problem because B. Mickey is number 2 now. And here comes Terry stepping on his toes, trying to make decisions again. And, I was actually surprised that B. Mickey didn't get a little bit more heat from Meech, like I expected, because I kind of predicted last episode that maybe Meech would be side-eyeing B. Mickey for how that whole shooting went down. It looked a little crazy, like maybe a setup. But they let him off the hook kind of easy this episode, but he was upset that Terry was kind of stepping in without consulting him because he's number 2, so let me act in that role. But they didn't have another plug. They can't go to K9. Obviously B. Mickey's plug was the cops.
Police, right.
But they don't know that yet.
right they don't know yet. And so Terry was like, let me try to step in here. I can work some stuff out. And he wants to go to Boone, which we know him and Boone, he doesn't really have a good relationship with him because obviously he's trying to steal Boone's woman, Markeisha. And last season, they were not really trying to deal with each other. They didn't want to be in business together. And so Meech should suggest that they go back to Pat, which we were like, Pat is using. You don't need to be in business with somebody that's using. Your plug can't be on the drugs.
Right. Well, yeah, you don't get how those
B. Mickey proved himself, though, by taking out his boo. And he's been around, he's like a brother figure to them now. It's sad to say that he got compromised, because of the circumstances. He didn't want to go away. And sad to say, Meech doesn't see that yet because his guard is down now. Of course, he just got wounded. So now he's like everybody in the circle, especially after, the 2 guys that walked away. When Meech went down, now he's like, all right, the people I got around, I got to trust. So B. Mickey is in his good favor, unfortunately, not knowing he's been compromised. And
Mhm.
I'm eager to see what this is going to look like. Cause
Oh,
Superman
it's
going
going
around,
down.
you know, he trying to find him and take him out. They got to take him out because
Yeah.
he's gonna hurt something.
You think so? You
Yeah,
think they gotta take him out?
they got to take him out. They got to take
So,
him out.
Listen. Terry has never liked B-Mick.
At
So,
all.
you know, if it comes to that,
Terry's gonna get
Terry
him.
gonna be the one to try to
He's gonna be the one.
suggest that they get rid of B-Mick.
Yep.
You know he is.
Right.
But
mhm.
yeah, you know, that part of Terry's plan also was not just going to Boone, but he talked about going statewide with the work,
Right.
like going to Lansing and all of that before they tested going nationwide, which was a good idea. Like Terry definitely has the head for it. You know, he's
Yes.
just a little more abrasive than Meech is.
Right. And like I said, his heart was in the right place. And he did do some very smart things by like, I thought it was smart to bring Denise in, but maybe she should have been the decoy and he should have kind of held on to the drugs because, you know, he has Detective Bryant watching him like a hawk. And so they're trying to figure out like, okay, I know this car business is it's got to be associated in some kind of way. So obviously he's hounding them. And Denise ends up, you know, taking some of the drugs. And, you know, Terry set her up with this whole storyline. Like, just say you're going to see your son in college, you're taking him a care package, blah, blah, blah. And normally that probably would have worked if it wasn't Detective Bryant on the case,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and the whole decoy move with the nursing home, you know, that was like some smart moves by Terry. I was like,
smart move.
that was slick. So
Not rep, but it was smart. But I just seen like I think they were slipping a little bit because the reason being is this, right? All right, they put him in with her because they assumed that she wouldn't get stopped because of what she looks like, of course.
right.
But it's like, come on, man. Like, you know, you know they're watching, so why at this time put that much? You know, now they lost everything. Now you know it's going to be something because they lost everything. I thought it was like a decoy car type of thing where they could do it that way, where it wasn't there when they searched. That's what I thought it was going to be. I'm like, come on, this was too obvious. You know, this detective is very good, but you know,
They only had 3 cars, so it's him driving,
his
it's
dad,
his dad, and you know
Mhm.
they couldn't put the work in his car.
right?
You know they couldn't. So it was either he or Denise, and he
Mhm.
thought that he would be obvious.
So what did he give D Mick then when he came in? What did he give him? If
Oh,
all
he
the stuff was in the,
I think he gave him work because B Mick had a suitcase.
but he only had 5 and they got him. So that's why I was kind of curious. Like, well, what did he give him then?
Yeah, and I thought that he was also kind of showing off like the work that they had done custom to the car, like hide it. So I wasn't even sure if he
Like, how
had
did he
like,
find it? If this was
yeah,
supposed to be like top notch, I'm like, oh man.
supposed to be, but when you looked at it, it kind of looked real janky, like they just put
It
some
did.
kind of tape or some kind of covering over it. It wasn't really well done.
No, and he knew where to go exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that
So he did slip up. I gave him a lot of credit for his thinking at the beginning, but then he started getting a little bit messy and his age started to show. I'll say
absolutely,
that. His
absolutely,
inexperience.
because he
And
just turned
so
18 now, technically, right?
yeah, I think he 17 or 18? Because
Well,
I mean,
he's
if
getting the money to start the limo business, so I thought that he was 18 by now. I
yeah,
think
I'm
he couldn't
not
touch
sure
it
where
to
he
18 or
stands in.
21, right? It was one
I
of them.
think so.
Okay.
But either way, I was thinking about it in terms of like the charges he could face because like either way he could be charged as an adult.
Yes.
And if Denise does not keep her mouth shut, it's going down.
That's what
So
I'm wondering. I'm wondering if she going full or she going hold, you know, and really take it. And then because that Pops is frustrated. He's hurt because he's not taking no charges at all. You know,
exactly.
so it has to fall back on him or her, you know. So I'm wondering, I'm eager to see where this goes in regards to who this falls on.
And so my prediction, because I was kind of looking at the previews for next week, and we know that Meech's other baby mama, Monique, is in the legal arena. So she's likely going to be defending Denise in this case. And
Right.
that's what it looks like it's going to be. But this episode, she had some drugs stashed in her drawer. And I'm like, I don't know if I want my legal counsel using.
No, no.
Yeah, he's
And
seen that.
she's
Yeah,
not exactly an attorney. Yeah, she's a paralegal.
she's
And she's
paralegal. Yeah.
working with, at her firm. So she knows enough and stuff.
Mhm.
And then
Right.
she offered she said that her friends would make sure that Denise's son would have money for college. So,
Yes.
that since Denise mentioned last episode that she's a single parent,
Mhm.
that can be really attractive for her.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's a tough spot to be in as a parent. You want to be there physically for your kid, and you know that this ain't your weight. You shouldn't be taking this charge for real, for real.
Right.
But
Technically.
it's like these are also, they couldn't be dangerous people you dealing with, so it's a gamble.
Right. And she
Dangerous,
can't say
dangerous
nothing.
people, and they broke because think about it. During that time, and they're working in a plant. I mean, they're not making a whole lot of money and stuff.
Right.
Right.
It ain't like Denise may be white, but she ain't setting
She
the
ain't
world
rich.
on fire with the money. None of them. That's why she's working with Charles and them. So
Right.
I think that offer is really attractive to her.
Right. Yeah,
Yes.
I think she'll probably hold it down. At least I'm hoping so. Um and
Yeah.
so and yeah, I was thinking too about this whole Lamar situation, because we mentioned he came back to the hospital, but he's not only just seeking his vengeance there, because Lamar's having some issues. Okay, my man is realizing that his life is forever altered. He got the bag that he has to wear, and
Yeah.
he don't really know how to take care of himself. So cousin Alvin, played by Darnell Rawlings,
I
who
love him. I
he's
love him.
amazing. And it's so funny though, their relationship, because that's your family, but you also like not trying to do that with them.
Right.
That's kind of a nasty job.
That is a
Right.
nasty job.
But he helps him out, and he tells him, Tiffany, you say this all the time, he put the battery in his back
Yes.
to get the vengeance. He
Yes.
put the seeds in his head. And Meech and Terry have caused him not only to be in a situation where he has to wear this bag on his body at all times, but he also can't get it up with the ladies, and that's a serious blow to your self-esteem.
Absolutely. Speaking from a man perspective, absolutely. Absolutely. You want to always be able to rise to the occasion. Literally.
Yeah, because he tried to reunite with old girl. Like they graduated from getting it in the bathroom. Remember
Right.
before last
To
season
moving to the
to
bedroom, right?
to the bedroom, and then they do, and he can't perform. So that was
Yeah.
But it could be the mental aspect too of the spontaneity of what they were doing to the
Mhm.
normalcy now too. That could be it too. So we'll
well
eventually find out, because Meech was able to perform and he was wounded.
different. It was different because Alvin told Lamar, he was
It would
like,
be
you're
a
supposed to
problem if he
wait.
tried
You're
to.
supposed to wait 3 months.
Right.
So it
Mhm.
hadn't been 3 months.
Right.
So
He tried to get it immediately.
yeah,
Literally.
he wasn't fully healed. So
Right.
Yeah, so that's enough to drive a man crazy.
Yes. Yeah,
And
literally.
clearly it did.
Yes.
And I figured that, the crew that had sided with Meech, they would be his next targets, because they really came up against him last season in a
Yes.
real way.
didn't I say that episode 1? I was like, he gonna come for them dudes. I said, see, that's one thing. When they missed, I mean, they did hit him, but when they didn't succeed, I was like, just like with the wire with Omar, you come at the king, you can't miss. And
Exactly.
and he's still alive. So I knew they were going down.
Right.
And he showed no mercy. The first dude, I don't even think I could watch that scene all the way because of how gory it was. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God. And
Yeah.
then to pour the bag of fecal matter and stuff on top of him as he's dying, I was about to throw up in my mouth watching
Yes,
that
literally.
scene. It was so bad. So that was, a disgusting and very, spiteful way to get your revenge back. But Lamar don't play.
Yes.
And then next thing you know, he's up at Tiny's crib, popping up in the mirror behind him like he's Freddy Krueger or Jason or something.
Yeah.
So, Lamar got his guys back, and we can't say we didn't see it coming.
Right. And this is why I say he's Superman, because it's like, how could he sustain those blows that he was receiving, and still be able to fend for himself and defend himself, technically. Like he you know, I'm eager to see what his role is going to be coming, you know, in regards to once he gets healthy again, if he gets healthy, you know, will he make it to get healthy? You know, I'm eager to see that, because this is really, you know, like in The Wire, you know, in regards to who this invincible person that everybody's scared of, you know, and he's making everybody nervous, you know, so I'm eager to see.
Yep. And you keep calling. Oh, go ahead, Tiff.
No, I was gonna say, I don't know if the real Lamar is, is still like that or whatever, but I know I was talking to my son, and talking about one of the interviews that he's done with Vlad TV and some other interviews, and he sounded like he still hate Meech.
Right. Right.
So I'm like, he might be Superman. I mean, he can't, he can't get to him now, but he sounds like he still hate them.
Right.
Well, y'all keep referencing him as Superman, but in this episode, he referenced himself as Joker. You know, when they got pulled into that interview room and blindsided completely by having Meech and Lamar in there talking to each other, and cops hoping that they would snitch on one another, which they should have already known wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, not with them two, because they both abide by the street code. So it's like that's something they were going to live by. You know, I think pulling them in, they knew it would cause a deeper vengeance between the two. Because now they look at the language and how they were communicating with each other. It was like, oh, I'm gonna get you, you know, but not saying I'm gonna get you, you know, that type of thing. So, you know, I'm eager to see, you know, how these two handle things. Well, we know they both make it, of course, but it's just like in regards to what they do to each other throughout the process of life, you know. It's good. It's real good.
And so I was kind of shocked to see that Lamar was still chasing after them as they were trying to get out of town. And I'm like, this man just don't quit, you know.
He's everywhere.
In recent interviews, the real Lamar, he still hates me.
Yeah.
That is so crazy to me. I'm gonna have to go watch that.
Yes, it's on YouTube. We got Donnell Rollins got to come on and be a guest, because I want to see his perspective and hear his perspective in this role.
We just talked to him. It's live on our channel. We just talked to Darnell.
I didn't see that. Okay, perfect. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I got to go back and rewatch that. Well, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, if you have not checked out that interview that we did with Donnell Rollins, please make sure you go and look at that interview. He gave us some insight about his character as Alvin, but he also talked about a whole lot of other stuff. So that was a really good conversation. We enjoyed it a lot.
I'm gonna go back and rewatch that one, because he's one of my favorite comedians. He's a very funny.
He was hilarious.
Yes, he was.
Actor.
And watch our little Meech interview too, because we talked.
I seen that one. That one was amazing. Whoever didn't see that, go back and watch it. I'm gonna go back and watch it again because it was great.
Yes, indeed. And so, you know, we're coming here towards like the end of the episode, and you know, Terry and Meech have done all they can do to get themselves out of this situation, but mom and dad really were going through it as well. We know that they have a lot of marital issues, but you know, having Meech get shot, they're pleading with the congregation at church to pray for them and offer their support, which the people were, you know, not really feeling it. They were walking out as
self-righteous.
Yes, as pastors trying to tell them the situation, trying to get them to, you know, support the family. And like you said, being very self-righteous, being very judgmental. And, you know, Lucille straight up called every single one of them out. Like, your kid, we didn't say nothing when they was, you know, drunk driving, or when they got pregnant, or this and that, you know. So, you know, my son is still a child. Like, that's my child. And at the very least, we want to see him alive and be able to live. You can't even pray for that.
Because I mean, you need a chance to do it better. You know, if God forgave your children, who is to say he can't forgive mine and make my family better? And that's the thing about the church. At times we know, you know, sometimes the judging goes on and then it chases people away. But like she said, you know, when y'all circumstances was going on, we prayed. I pray. You know, she's a righteous woman. She's a good woman. And she feel the stuff that's going on with her husband and that young lady, you know.
Charles better keep his eyes to himself.
Listen. I told you, but we already got the seat reserved for Charles on the hands list. Because I see it coming. I see
It's
it coming.
festering.
That's not his fault. He's going through some family things right now.
Listen to you.
You know, I gotta speak from a man's perspective.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault. Okay.
All he want to do is play music and drive that limo.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
He supposed to say, Satan, I rebuke you. That's what he's supposed to say. But he's enticing. You know, he's engaging with Satan a little bit. You know?
Charles been entertaining far too many of these little side conversations with the women in the congregation.
And going to fix people's, you know,
make we see where Meech and them get it from
and everything like that. He ain't fixing his own home, like, you know.
Yeah. You know, all they showing is they're not perfect, but I see where Meech and his brother get it from. You know, technically his dad was once younger. He's grown now. He's a married man, but at the end of the day, you know, when trouble evolves at times, sometimes, you know, you have your eyes wander. You know, they're supposed to stay straight, you know, but it's tough for men sometimes. You know, I'm here for men. You know, I got a goddess and speak for
everybody. Listen, the scriptures say we all fall short before the glory of God. We're imperfect. So, you know.
But you know, Terry, he really is not trying that hard to keep LaWanda as his number one. No. He is really putting it on thick with Markeisha, talking about, if I was your man, you wouldn't have to deal with this. You wouldn't, you know. And I'm like, Terry is really, you know, pushing.
Got a whole family at home talking about
and got the nerve to go to her man and get drugs from him, and then go and flirt over at the bar before he heads out. So I was like, Terry, you bold, okay?
The cojones are huge.
but Terry still feels some type of way about his mom and her putting that plan together. I think Terry was committed to his family.
You're right.
That
was committed to his family.
Alienated him.
Yes.
That, I think that finished her, him and LaWanda. Like when she did that, I think it was a wrap for them. I think he had decided in his mind, and one of our subscribers said something similar too, and I think she was right. You know, once he decided to you know, conspire with his mom and everything, he lost trust in her. And I think it was like, okay, I'm gonna take care of my family, but as far as she and I, we're done.
Yeah.
Because even the way he's affectionate to her, you see, he kissed her on her forehead the last
kissed her on her lips too. He's still being intimate with her.
Yeah, but it's like it wasn't intimate like he was when he went over to the insurance place. You know,
right?
Of course not.
Right?
Of course not. It is passionate. I think it's, you know, it seems like duty with LaWanda. You know, now it's obligation.
Shifted because see, the thing about the guys too, you know, the street guys, they're loyal to their friends and things of that nature. But when it comes to their women, they want their women to always be loyal as well. You know, that's home. You know, and now he's in a place where he felt like his woman was compromised with his family, so he has to transition back to his brother. Because that's what familiarity was there, you know. Peace was there, even though it was a bunch of drama, but that's still his brother, you know.
Yeah, I do like how they ride for each other. They show up for each other when they need to. You know, they beef, they go back and forth, but at the end of the day, you know, that family bond is strong.
Absolutely.
Family at the end of the day, no matter what.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So it looks like, you know, next week they are going to be headed to Atlanta. Monique is going to be making her debut on the show.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
I know. I'm so excited to see.
Got to get Monique on. Come on, Monique. Come on.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's going down. It looks like, you know, Lucille's and Charles' marriage issues are further exacerbated. She's trying to go on some kind of church retreat, and Charles ain't really feeling it. He might be going with somebody else from the church, but not Lucille.
Absolutely.
What'd you say, Tiff?
He needs to be on that retreat.
Yeah, I don't have much hope for the situation with Charles and Lucille.
No.
But, you know.
Because even in the church, look at Pastor. Pastor really ain't guiding them in the right direction. The pastor just kind of, you know, judging them, you know, for what's going on, opposed to really sitting them both down together.
Yeah.
Saying one thing to the wife and then saying one thing to the husband. And the husband is taking it as he's offended by it because of the way he's, you know, presented. If my wife is talking about me behind my back, what are you saying to my wife? You know, that type of thing.
Yeah. So it's a lot going on, and we're starting to see the how this organization is really about to take off, because BMF was kind of like very notorious in Atlanta. you know, even more so probably than Detroit, I would say. So them going down there, we're starting to see the makings of this whole organization where it really starts to pick up and take off. So I'm excited
Absolutely.
for this portion of the storyline. I'm so looking forward to it. So do you guys have anything else you want to add before we close out?
I'm just looking forward to seeing the next episode.
Okay, Tiff,
Me
you got
too.
anything?
No, I'm looking forward to the next episode. It's been a solid season so far. I'm really enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, so thank you to all the viewers out there for watching. Please make sure you drop down in the comment section and give us your thoughts on this episode as well as your predictions for next week. Like we said earlier, if you have not already checked out our interview that we did with Lil Meech, and we also did another one with Darnell Rawlings, you should check those out immediately. Okay. Also, make sure you are subscribed to this channel and click the notification bell so you get alerted every time we post. You never know what we got up our sleeves, and you never know when you could be a guest as well. So you're not going to miss out. Subscribe.
Right, because we invited both of them back to come on the show to do a meet and greet with fans. So
and they were down.
Yes, so please reach out to us so you can join the show and maybe be a part of one of those roundtables.
Yeah,
Monique next. Got to get Monique.
Yes, we're gonna speak it into existence.
Yeah,
Okay.
manifest.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So just thanks again, everyone, for watching. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms as well. We are at The Spot Real Talk on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. So give us a follow. And on that note, I think we're going to call it a night. We will see you guys next week for the recap of for episode 5 already. Wow.
Yeah.
Goodness. This season is blowing by so quickly. So we'll be back next week.
All right,
guys.
Thanks. No birds.
No birds. Bye.